Welcome back, Pokemon fans and cheesy minions, and I have a battle here against lordofwaffles420, who wanted a theme battle, and I was trying to think of what I could possibly do, and I'm like, you know what, I don't think I ever did a battle with my my Pokemon Snakewood final team in a battle, so there is what I had at the end of Snakewood. Now, obviously, Snakewood is a really bizarre map hack, and but all of those Pokemon don't actually exist in the games. So I did have to improvise a little bit. Hyper Egg has a lot of HP and is a normal type, I believe, so obviously Chansey fits that bill. Luckily, some of them are actually just, evolutions added to the game of Pokemon that do exist, like Butt Duster is the evolution of Glanoon. Jawface is a Quill Shark, which is the evolved form of Quillfish, so we could just use the pre-evus there. For the camera thing, which is X32763. I decided to just go with Magnezone. It has the same typing, and it's kind of a bizarre little, device-looking thing. The last two are probably hardest, because Magic Claw is basically a rock with a claw. I decided to go with, what is it? Gigalith, which is basically a giant pointy rock. And for the little lobster thing, I decided to go with a Clauncher, because it's one of the only lobster Pokemon I could even think of at the moment, so there you go! My opponent is apparently bringing a theme team based off Miror B, who is what I understand, a antagonist in Pokemon XD. I've never actually played the game myself, so, yeah, apparently this guy is obsessed with Ludicolo, and apparently he's a Dragonite, so he has 5 Ludicolos and a Dragonite. So that's interesting. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But we're about to pretty much find out. Yeah, interesting theme team on his part. You know, I kind of figured a game was afoot when he said that species clause. We would need to follow that in this battle, but yeah, let's see what he can do with all these Ludicolo. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead with my Gigalith. He's going to go lead with a Ludicolo, as you might suspect, and Rain Dance, which makes sense because obviously Ludicolo has both Swim as an option of an ability, as well as Rain Dish, both of which highly is benefited by the rain. So he's going to protect here, which is a really good play. I thought he was just going to go for a grass or water move to hit me down to my sturdy, so I decided just to go for the explosion, but he either predicted that or he didn't. But either way, that's not good because I just blow up my my Pokemon for no reason. So in comes Chansey. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure he won't have anything to do to me. Then again, he could have maybe a physical Ludicolo just to... I'd actually be interested to see if these are either, like, different Ludicolo sets, or they're all the same. Who knows? But he's going to Leech Seed me, which is actually really bad, because Chansey has a ton of HP, which means he's going to be getting a ton of healing from that. But I can get the Toxic off on the Ludicolo, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch out now. In fact, I pretty much have to just get Toxics on every one of these Ludicolos. So in comes my Quillfish. Yeah, he's just going to Drain Punch me, so this thing is actually partially physical, which is interesting. But it's not going to do a whole lot with my resistance to that sort of thing. Although he does have Rain Dish on this particular Ludicolo, which is also going to keep him somewhat healthy, even though the Toxic is starting to rack up. And he's going to go ahead and Protect, which is also interesting, because that's just going to help, you know, the Toxic rack up even further. And I do have Spikes on this thing, so I'm just going to go for it. I figure, like, if the one thing's going to help me in this match, it's going to be, like... Hazard Hell. So let's go ahead and set up the Spikes. I already set up the Stealth Rocks. We really need to make sure all of these Ludicolos are withered down when they come in, because he's going to get off those Rain Dances, and who knows what's in store for us. So there is the next Rain Dance. But, yeah, it's actually going to be pretty costly, because Ludicolo is starting to rack up those, that heavy poison. So there it is. Let's see how much this poison hit does. There we go. It's basically counteracting his healing at this point. But it's okay. I can just keep going for the Spikes, and he's actually still going to stay in, which is weird, because I don't... Oh, he's just going to go ahead and Leech Seed. So there you go. Another source of recovery for him. Gosh, the end of turn is obnoxious right now, huh? So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and get the Rain Dish, he's going to get the leftovers, he's going to take my life, he's going to go ahead and hurt himself. Well, he's going to go ahead and get withered down by the Toxic. Man, the Toxic is taking a little while to take effect, but now I think he's starting to do a little bit more than he's healing. So I am going to go ahead and switch out. I go into my Chansey to get rid of the Leech Seeds. I'm hoping that he just Leech Seed there. No, he's just going to Protect, which is fine, because now this thing is definitely going to be taking more damage from the Toxic Poison than he will from all of that healing combined. So yeah, now he's down to yellow. It'd be a really interesting decision for him not to switch now, and he will go into, you guessed it, a Ludicolo! So in comes Ludicolo, and I'm kind of worried about like a physical Ludicolo, as I just go for a Seismic Toss now. There you go, Space Coconut or whatever, and this one is also Rain Dance. Or sorry, What is not Rain Dance, Rain Dish. But yeah, so just gonna go ahead and switch out, kind of thinking maybe it's gonna be physical since he brought it in on a Chansey, so I go out into my Quillfish to get the Intimidate. But no, he's just gonna go for a Toxic, which is fine because it doesn't affect Quillfish. And thankfully, yeah, the rain is down, so now he's gonna have to waste a turn setting it back up again, and it's a perfect opportunity to go back or go into Magnezone. And go into this, just kind of see how much damage I could even do with like a Volt Switch, but he's gonna Teeter Dance, so hoping for some confusion hacks here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Volt Switch. Hopefully I don't hurt myself. It's only 33% chance, or rather 1 in 3, and no, it doesn't stop me from Volt Switching, so that gets rid of the confusion as well as gets a little bit of chip damage there on the Ludicolo, and I can go back in my Chansey. I'm pretty convinced this thing is not gonna be a physical Ludicolo, so he just goes for a Scald, doesn't get the burn, which is fine. It wouldn't even hurt me that much anyway, so just going to go ahead and go with the Toxic as he goes for a Leech Seed, but misses! And I hit with the Toxic, so there we go, a little bit of luck in my favor. I can enjoy this turn without having to deal with those nasty, nasty Leech Seeds. But, yeah, so, yeah, now I'll just have to deal with the leftovers and Toxic end of turn effects. So, yeah, it's going to switch out now into... Oh my god, it's a Ludicolo. And thankfully, though, that Ludicolo that he just switched out is pretty much dead on switch-in due to my hazards. So it's a interesting choice for him to switch it out there, but oh well. In comes my Magnezone again, and just going to go for a Thunderbolt, just to see how much I could do with that. But no, this thing is going to Rain Dance again, so dancing coconuts everywhere in the rain. That's how you have to do it if you're a Miror B, apparently. So there's the Rain Dance. I'm going to go ahead and switch out again. I go out into my Quillfish. Unfortunately, I don't have if you're wondering, I don't have a poison move on this Quillfish. It's kind of more like a, support Quillfish than an actually attacking Quillfish. And as you can see, that did a ton of damage in the rain with Scald, even after the resistance. So yeah, time to bring in Chansey. This thing is not physical. It is Hydro Pump. And Hydro Pump does a lot. Was that a Scald? No, it wasn't a Scald the first time on my... It was just a Hydro Pump, and Hydro Pump does a ton. But not to Chansey, because Chansey just has, I have the infinite HP and special defense, so get wrecked. But I'm just going to go for the Toxic. If I can get all these Dancing Coconuts Toxic, that means they're pretty much limited in how long they can do whatever they want to do. So in comes the Leech Seed again, which, as I mentioned, is really annoying to Chansey and will basically force me to switch out and probably bring this Ludicolo back to pretty close to full after his Rain Dish and his leftovers and this massive amount of HP he's about to siphon from me. So yeah, he's basically back at full. Actually, not quite, but still. As you can see, he hasn't lost a single Ludicolo yet, and here comes another Ludicolo! Another fresh one at that, so I think we've seen, what, 4 or 5 at this point? It's hard to keep track. I was doing my best at the time to keep track of all these Ludicolos. But of course, you know, there's no Qs because none of them are shiny. Some of them, 1 or 2 of them were female, but I didn't really write down that information. So who knows? Gonna go ahead and switch out the Chansey. I know what this has to be the physical one, right? Let's go ahead and set up the Intimidate on it, and hope that that is indeed the case. And he does go for his Zen Headbutt, I guess predicting the Quillfish, so a pretty nice prediction for that Ludicolo. It takes me out, but that does reveal that it is probably the physical one. So I'm just going to go to my Magnezone, who has the resistance. And, yeah, well, that will force this thing to switch. I'm wondering if it's Choice Banded. So, yeah, I have to keep an eye out for that Choice Band Ludicolo. So in comes the Ludicolo I mentioned earlier, who's just going to die on switching. That's fine. I just went for a Thunderbolt. Probably should have went for a Volt Switch, but whatever. In comes Ludicolo. And, yeah, this thing's going to continue to dance on me, and I have no idea which one this is. I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt and just kind of see how much I can do. He's just going to go ahead and set up the Rain Dance again. This might actually be one of his, because he does have a couple Swift Swim ones. This one might be one of them. I'm not entirely... No, this one's Rain Dish, which probably means it's one of the support Ludicolos. So he has a couple support Ludicolos, I think, and he has 2 or 3 really assault Ludicolos. But I'm going to go to Klotzer, another water type I brought, and yeah, this is the Hydro Pump one, so this one can definitely pack a wallop in the rain. Thankfully, Klotzer does have the resistance, and yeah, it's going to get some HP back, but not quite enough. It's down to red, and he's just going to go ahead and Leech Seed my Klotzer before, and he ends up dying to my Water Pulse, which is X4 resisted. And I believe that was a misclick. I think I meant to hit, like, Dragon Pulse, but I went for Water Pulse due to a misclick, but it's fine. Even though it's X4 resisted, he still dies. Anyway, Ludicolo is going to come out. Big surprise. This is a fresh Ludicolo, so this is his last one I think we haven't seen yet. But in comes the Chansey. And yeah, I was kind of hoping that this was not a physical one, but it looks like he has 2 physical ones. And look at that seed bomb damage, Jeebus Christ, that one is definitely choice banded. In fact, it's doing so much damage, I don't even want to risk switching out Chansey, which sucks because now I just lose the thing that was actually blocking those special attacks. So, yeah, Magnezone has come out. I'm just down to 3 Pokemon now. And he's going to go out into his Dragonite, which is actually kind of like the wild card in this team, as I just go for the Volt Switch. And I'm like, okay, what can I do against this Dragonite? I do get the crit with the Volt Switch. I was thinking about going to Lanoon, which is a Belly Drum set, but I'm like, okay, no, this thing could probably wreck me. But no, this thing carries Thunder, so it's just going to wreck my Cloyster, which is, I should have expected something like that. But yeah, it's a special Dragonite with Life Orb, so there you go, and I'm just going to go back into my Magnezone. Even if he does have, like, Flamethrower, I'm hoping he just doesn't have Earthquake, but I outspeed him anyway because I'm Scarf, that's right. But I do have to go out to my Lanoon now, so in comes Lanoon, and I'm thinking, okay, the rain is up still, unfortunately, but now it's down, so he's going to have to, like, you know, use some time, but I'm thinking there's no way he's going to really let me set up a Belly Drum, right? You wouldn't think so. No, he went for the Fake Out, which reveals this is one of the physical ones, although it's not the Choice Band one. I already killed that one. But the time is not right. I will probably end up dying to a Dream Punch or something, so I'm just going to go into my my Magnezone. He goes for a Waterfall, which actually does a ton due to that crit, but alright, let's go for the Thunderbolt. Hopefully I can take down this Ludicolo at this range, and I do, so that is clutch. He is down to just 2 Ludicolos, and unfortunately for him, thanks to my massive amount of hazards, none of them will be able to take a Thunderbolt anymore, so good game there, Lord of Waffles420. Definitely an interesting team you got there. I look forward to the revisions you're going to make. And I'm sure that a few of you guys will probably get a kick out of this as well. So, yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite non-main series Pokemon game, whatever it might be? And it can even be a fan game if you want, like Pokemon Snakewood, where you can obviously pick Pokemon XD, who the theme team of my opponent was based off of. Or you can pick off an official, you know, Pokemon spin-off game. As for me, Pokemon Conquest is probably up there. I really enjoyed that title as a fan of tactical RPGs. So, probably going to go with that one, but it's an interesting question because I also can expand now to hacks, because hacks are eligible. I really like Pokemon Prism. So, yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later!